Hi there, my name is Kristen O'Hara and I'm the Director of Interpretation at Pajarito Environmental Education Center. We are the nonprofit that runs the Los Alamos Nature Center. Bears are active in Los Alamos during spring, summer, and fall. New Mexico Game and Fish recommend the following 6 bear-wise basics to keep you and our bears safe. Do not feed or approach bears. Whether it's unintentional or intentional, feeding black bear in our community is incentivizing them to come into our residential neighborhoods for food. And we do not want to do that. They are wild animals. They're equipped for finding food themselves. Our people food is not the best thing for them. As far as approaching bears in the wild, it is best to stay away from black bear. If a black bear hasn't seen you and you happen to see one across the street from you, take a moment to have that beautiful experience, but do not approach a black bear. Make sure to secure your garbage cans and recycling. Bears have a very keen sense of smell and can rip open garbage cans very easily, so having them secured with some sort of bungee cord or something to keep the lids down is the best way to keep our bears in our community safe. Remove bird feeders during prime active bear times. Black bears in Los Alamos are active anywhere between the very end of April, May to the middle of November. So during those times, anything we can do to keep our bears safe by not giving them food is better for bears and better for us. So at night, for instance, at the Nature Center, we take down the bird feeders that we have outside and put them back up in the morning. So that is something you can do. But if you do have a bear at your house that has eaten from your feeders, make sure to take your feeders down for a length of time around 2 weeks, so the bear does not acclimatize to coming to your house for food. Do not leave your pet food outside. If you happen to feed your animals outdoors, put your food bowls out there, make sure your animals have your fill, but make sure you bring them in after your animal is done eating. That'll, again, keep the bears safe. Clean and store your grills. That means cleaning your grills thoroughly, removing all fat and food that could have dropped in the base of the grill, and then storing it in an inaccessible place, so a place the bears cannot get to, like a garage or even inside your house, if that's a possibility. I know not everybody has a garage, but just keeping in mind a good place to store a grill that is away from that can be away from bears accessing it. And I guess our last bear safety tip is to tell your neighbors, communicate with your neighbors and your friends about bears that have been spotted in the area, or these safety tips that you've learned here today. The more knowledge we can give to our neighbors and our friends, the better, and it will keep our bear neighbors and our human neighbors as safe as possible. Good luck, toppers, on your season.
Hi, I'm Curtis Christensen, Managing Director of the Los Alamos Program Management Office here at TechSource. TechSource is honored to have the opportunity to support Hilltoppers basketball. We are part of the lab's triad team working towards mission delivery, and we are part of the community right here, living the example that it is team that gets it done. To borrow some of the famous Coach Wooden's words, the main ingredient to winning is team. All the team. The players that listen, push, and focus during practice, the support from the bench, and those 5 on the court. Los Alamos is a special community. We count ourselves lucky to be able to have the opportunity to support its people, events, and organizations. Good luck today. Go Toppers.
Join the University of New Mexico Los Alamos for the exceptional education. Join us for the small class sizes. Join us for the quality faculty and staff who are dedicated to your success. Whatever your reason for joining us, start here, go anywhere. Go Hilltoppers!
Well, it's great to see Topper sports season kicking off again. I'm Troy Hughes. I'm the fire chief here in Los Alamos. And we're glad to see COVID kind of waning and people getting back to their normal activities. One of the things that hurt us during this time period was our lack of people. So we need recruits. We need cadets to come to work for Los Alamos Fire Department. It's a great career, very rewarding, good pay, good benefits, great retirement. You get to work out and maintain your Topper strength. So we're hoping that a few good people will come to work for us in the next year, and we hope that the Toppers win, so go Toppers.
Hello, I'm Deputy Chief Oliver Morris of the Los Alamos Police Department, and I just want to take a few moments of your time to talk about some safety initiatives that we want to bring forth to the community as the 2022-2023 school year starts in Los Alamos. School is right around the corner, and we want to remind parents and students to make sure that you leave enough time to get to school on time so we're not rushing. As you can see behind me, all school zones are 15 miles an hour when students are going to school, even if they're not present. So let's slow down and just make sure our students are safe. Secondly, I want to remind us that when the buses are stopped and their stop signs and lights are activated, we want traffic to stop in both directions to allow time for students to cross the street to keep them safe. The other thing I want to talk about is our school campuses. It's important to remember that during school, campuses are closed to the general public as well as the playgrounds and facilities while school is in session. This also includes Sullivan Field and the Sullivan Field parking lot. We want to make sure that school is meant for just school hours and school staff. Please check in with the staff regularly if you're going to be planning on visiting our campuses. We have a long history at Los Alamos to have amazing school resource officers. These officers are there to provide an atmosphere of safety and security for our students and faculty, but they're also there to foster positive relationships with students. So we use our school resource officers just to ensure that everything is safe in our schools. The other thing I'd like to direct our community to is on the losalamosschools.net website. If you click on the Safety and Wellness section, you will see that there's the See Something, Say Something app. This app is a great tool to report anything that has to do with safety, whether it's bullying or whether it's a suspicious person on campus or anything you think is safety related for our schools. Please use this app to report any suspicious behavior so that we can work in concert with the Los Alamos Public Schools to make sure everyone is safe. And that's the final message that I have for you today. And I just want to make sure that we have a safe and fun school year, and go Toppers.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to Griffith Gymnasium. And tonight it's the first round of the District 2 4A the district tournament, District 2 4A. And this is the first round, and it'll be the 4 seed versus the 5 seed. The 5 seed, the Moriarty Pintos, so they are the ones that have to travel and hit the road. Los Alamos is the number 4 seed, so they get to play at home. And this will be the only home game for the Hilltoppers if they continue in this tournament. If they win this ball game, then tomorrow night they'll be at Pewaukee at 6 o'clock. This is Gene Mortensen with my good buddy Mike Mays. And so we just saw these two teams not too long ago, and Moriarty led the entire ball game until about the last minute or so, and the Hilltoppers able to finally pull it out. But I don't know. You never know, Mike, from one game to the next. And it looks like the Moriarty is going to be missing their big kid, the 6'4" junior, Jakeem Graham, who kind of ate us up the last time.
Yeah, he is. He's not dressed out. We don't see him, which is a little bit surprising. Jakeem, very good on the low block, so that will be a loss for the Pintos coming in this evening. But beware of the Pintos. I'm sure the Topper fans are like, "Oh, we're taking on the 5 seed. We're at home. We're in good shape." These Pintos have been playing considerably better over the course of the last couple of weeks. So the Toppers cannot take this game lightly. The Pintos, just about a week and a half ago, knocked off the Espanola Valley Sun Devils. Probably the biggest stunner of the district season was that game. And like you just said, Moriarty gave Los Alamos every last bit it could handle in their last meeting. Toppers had to come back, otherwise they would have been upset to victim number 2. So do not take the Pintos lightly tonight. It's going to be a very, very interesting contest, and we'll see how everything shakes out. But Graham being gone, that's going to be interesting. That'll be something to watch out for. He was a big factor in that last game.
He certainly was, and so of course it's a district tournament, and so it's you don't win, you go home, and that's it. You're over. So it's a one and done for whoever loses this ball game, and the winner will advance through the district tournament. Of course, the district tournament will be set up that, well, we're ready for the national anthem, so we'll pause. So that completes the national anthem, and right now, Maury Pongratz, the PA voice of Los Alamos, will introduce the starters in this ball game, and Mike is ready and able to do the same.
Yes, I am for the Pintos tonight. Pintos are coached by Marcus Ortiz, coming with an overall record of 7 wins and 15 losses. They're going to start senior, 6'2", Jeremy Padilla. Number 10, Herman Archibek, a 5'9" senior. Number 12, Matthew Romero, a 6' senior. Jordan Brown, a 5'10" sophomore, and Jonathan Buchelman, a 6'6" junior. Let me correct that, by the way. The Pintos are 8 and 18 overall. They just have the one district victory, but that was a big one. For the Toppers, they are 10-16 overall. They were 4-4 in district. Ended up in a three-way tie with Pewaukee and Espanola Valley. Unfortunately, after all the tiebreakers were factored in, the Toppers ended up as the low man on the totem pole there. Tonight, last game at Griffith for the season. They will start their usual starting five. Nico Garcia, a 6-foot junior. Kyle Evanhus, a sophomore. Sophomore Ethan Mondragon, 6'2" senior. Rick Valdez, the lone senior on this squad. And 5'6" sophomore Josiah Fresquez. So Toppers have a long road to toe, like you said, Jane. We'll see. They need to get some momentum going. Well, this would be a great place to start.
Yeah, if they win this ball game, they'll go up against Pewaukee tomorrow. And then if they were to beat Pewaukee, then they have to go to Espanola. I'm presuming that's Thursday, but I'm not sure about that. But anyway, Rick Valdez will jump it up against Jonathan Buchelman. Jonathan is a 6'6" senior, and the Pintos win the toss. So here we are, first round of the District 4 2A tournament. And Josiah Frescas, they're going to have the ball stolen away by Ethan Mondragon. And Ethan blows an easy layup, and the rebound is going to come down to Josiah Frescas. Ethan wide open, and just put it way too hard off the glass. And so, but Josiah gets the rebound, and then it goes out of bounds. It's knocked out of bounds off of Moriarty. So the Hilltoppers inbound it. Nico Garcia starts things off right away with a 3-point shot. Rebound Hilltoppers right now to full court press. The ball comes up now to Herman Archibek. Archibek will bring it up the floor, and the ball is going to be knocked away from behind and out of bounds. It would be out of bounds under the Moriarty basket, baseline left. And Moriarty having a lot of trouble getting it in. They finally do get it in, and they'll bring it out to their point guard, Herman Archibek. Archibek comes to the right wing to Jeremy Padilla. They tried a little pick and roll. Josiah Frescas blocks the entry pass. Now on the dribble, and going to take it, and this time he was going to take it to the hole, but he dishes it off at the last second, and a baseline shot by Jeremy Padilla is an air ball. Rebound comes down to the Hilltoppers. Josiah Frescas will bring it up for Los Alamos. Gets it over to Nico Garcia. Garcia over to Josiah, and then they're just playing catch out on top. And so finally Josiah says to heck with it, and there goes the three. And the Hilltoppers the other night, and Nico Garcia gets there's a loose ball. Nico picks it up, takes it to, puts up a little 6-foot jump shot. That's off. Quickly down the floor come the Pintos. Pintos get the ball now over to Jordan Brown, and we're going to have bodies all over the floor. Let's see what they're going to call, and it looks like they're going to call Moriarty, and this is going to go to Matthew Romero. That's going to be his first and the first team foul.
And that was actually a pretty good foul by Romero. Ethan Mondragon jumped to the passing lane, and he would have been gone. So Romero may have saved a bucket there just by grabbing Ethan before he got the ball.
So the ball is knocked away from Josiah Frescas. It's on the floor, battle for it. Picked up by Nico Garcia. He gets it to Josiah Frescas. Over to Kyle Evanhus. Evanhus' 3-point shot is off, saved back in by Rick Valdez as it was going out of bounds. He saves it back into Josiah. He gets to Ethan Mondragon. Over to Nico, out to Josiah. 3-point shot. This is an air ball. So the Hilltoppers, who in their last game, when they played down at Pewaukee, only 2 players scored in the second half, and that was Nico scored 8 points in the third quarter, and Josiah Fresca scored 18 points in the final quarter, and they were the only 2 players that scored period in the second half. And they decided to just live by the 3 and die by the 3, and they died by the 3. So Jonathan Buchelman will have a lot of trouble with it. Finally dishes it off to Jordan Brown, cutting down the right side of the lane. His shot is off. Boy, nobody's ready to play tonight. They finally get it on the inside to Rick Valdez, and Rick finally puts it through the hoop. I'm beginning to wonder if anybody's going to be able to do that tonight. The pass inside is going to be knocked away, comes right to Jonathan Buchelman, the 6'6" junior. The ball got knocked around, and finally it just got knocked over to Buchelman standing under the basket. Comes out of Josiah Frescas. He puts up a 15-foot jumper. Rick Valdez with the rebound. In the corner, hands it to Nico Garcia. He has to bring it all the way out on top to Josiah. Now Nico's going to take it down the baseline. Both up. Shot blocked by Buchelman. With Jonathan, long pass down the floor, and Moriarty gets it all the way down the floor to Jeremy Padilla. He's wide open on the baseline, comes down the right side and too short, doesn't get it over the front of the rim, the side of the rim actually. And so now Moriarty's still with it. Herman Archibek will now bring it over to Matthew Romero. Romero almost has the ball stolen by Ethan Mondragon. Mondragon might have been a real ball hawk this evening. A couple of steals already and almost that one.
He's been all over the place, doing a great job. Matched up right now on Archibek, and Ethan has been in his back pocket this whole time, and he's already knocked away a couple of balls. Nearly another one there for Ethan.
Yeah, he almost did it again. Coming down the baseline on the right side, Jeremy Padilla, and he lays it in for two. And Moriarty takes a 4-2 lead. And we're already under 4 minutes in this ball game. Skip pass comes across to Ethan Mondragon, and now they'll get it to Nico Garcia. So Josiah Frescas, Nico, three-point shot. This one is off. Rebound comes down to Matthew Romero. Passes up the floor, picked off by Nico Garcia. Goes in, misses an easy layup, and gets his own rebound, and then puts it back in. And this time he's fouled. And so it'll be that personal foul will go. That's going to go to Jordan Brown. That's going to be his second team foul on Moriarty. And Nico Garcia at the free throw line for Los Alamos. He'll attempt to complete the three-point play and give Los Alamos a 1-point lead. 3:21 remaining first quarter, and Nico drops that one in. 1-point ball game. Full court press by Los Alamos. Herman Archibek brings it across the timeline. Now bring it down low, down to Buchelman. Buchelman has his shot blocked by Kyle Evanhus. And Kyle high in the air. Buchelman is 6'6", and Kyle high in the air to block that shot. Ethan Mondragon goes under the basket, and yeah, I don't know what you call that, but
you tried a no-look sky hook from about a foot away. It ended up hitting the support wire. He threw that up 15 feet in the air.
Yes, he did.
That was impressive.
Yes. So they inbound it now to Cade Griego. Up to Herman Archibek, 15-footer by Herman. That's off. Buchelman with the rebound, and we're going to have a personal foul. That's going to be on the floor, and that'll go against the Hilltoppers, and that's going to go against Rick Valdez. So that's his first team foul, but it'll be inbounded by by Moriarty under their own basket. And they finally bring it all the way out on top to Cade Griego. Griego over to Herman Archibek. Archibek on the dribble. Working against Kyle Evanhus, gets it to Cade Griego. And so right now they're just kind of working a weave around the three-point line, and now taking it to the hole. This time Cade Griego, his shot is short, and Josiah Frescas gets away with a walk and dumps it off at the last minute to Nico Garcia, and Garcia puts it in for his 5th point. It comes to Herman Archibek, three-point shot on the way. This is off. Rebound by Moriarty. This rebound comes down to Nico Garcia. Long pass up to Eddie Gartz. Gartz is going to come down, and he's going to be called for double dribble.
Yeah, could not, unfortunately, had a lane to the basket, just couldn't find a handle on the ball and ended up putting an extra hand on the ball. But good idea by Los Alamos. Put in a couple of baskets on their last couple of possessions, Gene. Let's hope they break out of their funk, because their first 5-6 shots of this ball game were nothing to write home about.
Yeah, Monday night basketball. Herman Archibald gets it now over to Jeremy Padilla, and now Cade Griego 3-point shot is an air ball.
Wow, I thought for a moment maybe somebody got a hand on it. I don't know what happened. I mean, he shot from about the free throw line, and that didn't even make it 12 feet.
It didn't even come close. I mean, I thought for sure somebody had got a hand on it. The Hilltoppers inbounded, and then is kicked out of bounds by Jeremy Padilla. The Hilltoppers will inbound it again, full court press. Long pass up the floor. It's going to come to, this time, to Enrique Tafoya. Tafoya gets in a lot of trouble down on the lane, is able to get it out to Eddie Gartz. They get it underneath to Rick Valdez. He goes up, and now Rick will head to the free throw line for Los Alamos, and that personal foul will go to Herman Archibald. That's his first. That is the third team foul on Milwaukee. One team foul has been called on Los Alamos, and Rick Valdez is at the free throw line for Los Alamos. Has 2 points in the ball game. He'll shoot two, misses the first, and he'll shoot one more. Hilltoppers right now are 1 for 2. 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 1:25 remaining first quarter in this first round district tournament contest, and Rick puts the second one in. 8-4. Up the floor in a hurry. Come Moriarty, and starting to go and take it to the hole with Michael McGough, and then he was cut off. So he turned around and tried to bring the ball back out to Herman Archibald, and that was knocked out of bounds by Enrique Tafoya. So the Hilltoppers, Moriarty will inbound it right in front of the Hilltopper basket, and they're gonna bring it inside now to Ben Dick, and he gets it to Herman Archibald. Hilltoppers right now in a man-to-man defense. Archibald on the dribble. They're gonna hear that weave again, and they coming down the baseline on the right side and missing the shot, gets his own rebound, starts to go up, misses again. Rebound comes down to the Hilltoppers, up to Josiah Fresca. 3-point shot, that's good.
And Fresca's great look from the left side, and wide open. Toppers taking advantage of numbers there, and able to hit the three, and they open up a 7-point lead. So nice sequence there for Los Alamos on both ends.
So they get it underneath to Ben Dick as Herman Archibald penetrated the lane, dished it off. Dick wide open under the basket, and he puts it too hard off the glass. I don't understand why. I mean, what is so hard about making a layup? So right now and we got a 1-2-2 zone, and the Hilltoppers, with no time left on the clock, they tried a little alley-oop that time with Enrique Tafoya. That was unsuccessful, and that will bring this quarter to a close. 11-4 after 1 quarter of play, and the Hilltoppers up on Moriarty. 7-point lead for the Hilltoppers.
11-4 heading into the second quarter. So Toppers, after a very, very slow start, come on about the last 4 minutes or so of that first quarter, and able to open up a little bit of a lead over the Pintos, and that's, I'm sure, exactly what the Toppers would like to do. They do not want the Pintos hanging out with them any longer than they absolutely have to. They'd love to shut the door as soon as possible. So for the Pintos, actually, Gene, in that first quarter, the Pintos got some decent looks. They had some open looks. They got the ball under the basket, a couple of not that great passes to Buchelman under the basket, and actually one was one, he had to kind of readjust and bring it down, and that allowed Kyle Evanhus to come in and block his shot. And then a couple of, frankly, just wide open, easy layups that they just blew.
And that was a problem when Moriarty played here last during the season. They actually were, they were getting one wide open layup after another, and they just wouldn't convert. Otherwise, they would have won that ball game easily. It's Hoppers inbound it, and they bring it in the backcourt to Josiah Frescas as we start the second quarter. 11-4. Enrique Tafoya with it. He'll bring it on top to Rick Valdez. And now they'll bounce it up to Nico Garcia. Garcia gets the screen from Rick Valdez, and they don't do anything with it. And so now they bring it back out to Josiah. Josiah's going to come right straight down Broadway, put it up, rolls around, and drops in. So that's his 5th point of the ball game. Makes it now 13-4. And full court press by Los Alamos, but we're taking it to the hole without any trouble whatsoever. That time with Jeremy Padilla.
Nice little inside hop there by Padilla. Got right around Garcia, who had pretty good position on him, and was able to finger roll it in with no problem.
So a great entry pass that time from Josiah Frescas, left-handed bounce pass down to the right side of the lane to Enrique Tafoya. Enrique wide open, lays it in for 2. Shot taken by Moriarty. Hilltoppers on the run. Long pass down to Josiah Frescas, and he's able to finally get a hold of it. The pass came from Nico Garcia. It was actually overthrown. Well, Josiah was just barely able to get it to keep it from going out of bounds, and then he was able to scoop it back to Rick Valdez. Rick went up. His shot was blocked. And so it'll be inbounded by Los Alamos under their own basket, baseline right. Kyle Evanhus will inbound it. He's going to bring it out to Enrique Tafoya. Tafoya coming down the lane, and he gets immediately double teamed as he came down the left side of the lane. And so all he had to do was bounce it over to Rick Valdez for 2. 3-point shot from outside by Moriarty is off, and fight for the rebound, and we're going to say, let's see, Moriarty player, well, let's see. Well, it was almost like a jump ball for a while, but then Cade Griego had a hold of the ball, and then he fell out of bounds, so I'm not sure if they're calling it, had called this a jump or whether it's just, but anyway, it's going to be Hilltopper ball, and Moriarty, Marcus Ortiz wants a 30-second timeout.
Well, good position down there, down low. And, there was some bumping. It looked like the ball was held. The Moriarty player ended up, like you said, out of bounds, kind of on his belly. Nothing called. But a good battle under the basket. Toppers doing a pretty good job on the boards. And the Pintos have some pretty tall players, and they're attacking the boards, but the Toppers are coming away with most of those rebounds.
Full court press by Moriarty. Hilltoppers still in the backcourt. They finally bring it across to Ethan Mondragon. He'll get it to Nico Garcia. Back to Ethan. They're way out near the half-court line. They bring it now over to Kyle Evanhus. Evanhus pass underneath to Nico. Nico has his shot blocked. So good defensive play that time by Jordan Brown. Nico's going to take it to the hole once again, and his shot is off. Rebound comes down to Cade Griego. Here comes Cade. Cade is going to get it over to Jordan Brown. Underneath, they get it, trying to get it to Ben Dick. They overthrow him. Dick was open momentarily. Up to Herman Archibek. He gets the screen from Ben Dick. 3-point shot. This is off. Rebound comes down to Nico Garcia. Garcia, long pass up the floor to Kyle Evans, who's knocked out of bounds by Cade Griego, who was able to hustle back for Moriarty. And Jonathan Buchelman will check back in for Moriarty. And he'll replace Ben Dick. They'll be inbounded by the Hilltoppers on their own basket. On the left side, they bring it in to Kyle Evanhus. Out to Enrique Tafoya, now down in the corner. To
How did that not fall?
I know, that thing was a perfect 3-point shot. It just got popped around in the rim and somehow came out. Skip pass comes across. 3-point shot. This is off. And this was taken by Jordan Brown. Hilltoppers on the rebound. Quickly down the floor comes Josiah Frescas. Gets it to Kyle Evanhoose. Evanhoose standing on the 3-point line in the corner. And he puts it in for 2. That makes it now 19-6. Pass inside to Buchelman is picked off by Frescas. Josiah will bring it up for the Hilltoppers. 4:45 to go, second quarter. Hilltoppers up 19-6. Frescas 3-point shot. That's good. And that's the second 3-pointer of the ball game for Josiah. And now we're going to have a full timeout taken. And let's see. And that's going to go to Marcus Ortiz, trying to do something here to slow the Hilltoppers down. 22-6. Hilltoppers up by 16, Mike. And we're about halfway through this quarter. And that the Hilltoppers, after a very, very, very slow start, are really starting to pick up the pace at this point.
Yeah, they really are. Have been able to take advantage, have gotten some long rebounds, were able to cash those in on the other end very, very quickly. So a nice job. And then Josiah Frescas with the 3. Back on the other end, Gene, Josiah was matched up with Jonathan Buchelman, 6'6" versus 5'6". That can't possibly be the matchup Los Alamos wanted, but Josiah able to knock the ball away, corral it, and get down to hit the 3. So Los Alamos in business, running the floor, playing pretty solid defense. The rebounding has been excellent so far in this first half. A lot of good things going on.
Yeah, it's been after that very, very slow start, it's been all Hilltoppers. The Moriarty.
Oh no!
Are you kidding me?
So the Pintos had the ball underneath the basket.
No pressure.
No pressure whatsoever, and then the throw goes right through the hands of Cade Green, or Jordan Brown. I'm not sure what happened. It wasn't like a horrible pass. It went right through him like he was, like it was almost like a field goal.
Came right to one of the assistant coaches. So the Hilltoppers inbound. Now we're going to have a reach-in foul go to Josiah Frescas. That'll be his first. That's the second team foul on Los Alamos. But yeah, they just threw it in. There was no press by Los Alamos or anything. It was just a simple inbound pass. Like Mike said, little field goal right through the outstretched arms. And then, so now the Moriarty with it. They're going to get it to Cade Griego. Griego comes down the middle of the lane, has a shot, misses the shot. Jonathan Buchelman gets the rebound. His shot is blocked. Rebound comes down to Ethan Mondragon. Now over to Kyle Evan, who's knocked away from him. Ben McBride picks it up for Los Alamos, gets it to Eddie Gartz. Gartz on the baseline. Baseline with a nice little 10-foot jumper from Eddie Gartz. And a sophomore puts it in for 2. Quickly down the floor comes Moriarty, trailing 24-6. 3:35 to go here in the second quarter. Taking it to the hole and putting it too hard this time. And that was Jeremy Padilla. Hilltoppers with the rebound. Nico Garcia decides to start to go in. He's cut off. Good defense by Moriarty. They get it back to Nico. He puts up the 3. And Nico Garcia with the 3. And so right now that is the third 3 of this ball game by Los Alamos. 2 by Josiah, 1 by Nico. And then Nathan Mondragon steals it away. And coming down and heading to the basket. Boy, great hustle down the floor that time by Jeremy Padilla. He's able to come up and block the shot. It looked like Jeremy was going to have an uncontested layup, but out of nowhere comes Jeremy Padilla to block it out of bounds. Hilltoppers inbound of it. I tell you, Ethan Mondragon has been all over on defense. They get it to Nico Garcia. He just takes it into the lane and lays it over the front of the rim. Easy move to the basket that time. Not much not much resistance by Moriarty. 2:40 to go here in the first half, 29-6. And the ball's going to be knocked away from Jordan Brown, out of bounds. So Rick Valdez will check in for Los Alamos. They're going to give that to Los Alamos?
They are.
Oh,
and
no
clearly
way.
the Hilltoppers poked it out of bounds, but I don't think any of the officials saw it.
They're having a discussion now, and well, that's ridiculous. Okay, now they change it.
They have conferred and they changed the call. That is the correct call. Moriarty's ball underneath the topper basket.
Certainly is. So out it comes, out on top to Jordan Brown. 3-point shot from the corner. This is off. Long rebound, and that's going to go off of Moriarty, out of bounds. Jonathan Buchelman couldn't get the hand on it. Goes out of bounds over in the student section in the bleachers. Eddie Gartz with it. Hilltoppers facing a full court press once again. Mondragon brings it across the timeline. 2:20 to go, first half. Here we are in the second quarter. Eddie Gartz skip pass across to Ben McBride. McBride gets it to Nico. Nico gets a screen from Ben McBride. Says forget the screen. I'm going to shoot a three. And so Ethan Mondragon, long rebound comes to Ethan over on the right wing. He puts up the three. Long pass down the floor. And it comes to Jordan Brown. He puts up the three, and it's good.
And that is the first three-pointer of the evening for the Pintos. Brown's had a couple of looks and misfired on those, but hits that one. Still 20-point ball game, under a minute 45 left here in this first half.
So they get it underneath right now to Ben McBride. Nice. As he just posted up in the lane, they got it to him. Nice, pretty turnaround jump shot by Ben McBride. So that was nice. 31 right now to 9. Moriarty with the ball underneath. The shot is missed. The rebound comes down to Jordan Brown. Brown finally just he double dribbled to get out of trouble. And he was in so much traffic. I couldn't believe he actually got out of there.
Even with the double dribble, I'm surprised he got out of there. He was walled in under the basket, had nowhere to go.
Absolutely none. And so Ethan Mondragon going for another steal, picks up the personal. That's his third team foul on Los Alamos. And Buchelman will hand it over to Jordan Brown, wide open. Puts up another three. So back-to-back threes for Jordan Brown. Makes it 31 to 12. Long pass down the floor. The Hilltoppers with a 2-on-1. They get it underneath to Rick Valdez, and Rick with a little turnaround hook shot, and Rick puts it in for his, seventh point of the ball game. 33 to 12. 20 seconds to go, first half. Coming down the nice move down the lane that time by Jeremy Padilla, and just puts up a little short jumper and drops that one in. 10 seconds to go. And Josiah Frescas over to Nico Garcia, puts up the three at the buzzer, almost at the buzzer. 3 seconds to go. And Nico, I don't know how many times he's done that, come up with that three at the buzzer. He was a little early on this one, actually had 3 seconds left after the ball went through the net. But that brings this first half to a close. It's all Los Alamos at this point. 36 to 14, the Hilltoppers up by 22 here in this first half of play, as the Hilltoppers came up with 25 points in that second quarter, holding the Pintos to 10. So the Hilltoppers spread it around pretty good. They see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players scoring for Los Alamos, and so they spread it around. And of course, we had 4 3-pointers in the ball game, 2 by Nico and 2 by Josiah Frescas. But everybody somehow got into the act one way or another. Ethan Mondragon playing fantastic defensive game today. I mean, he's been ball hawking everywhere, and he's had 2 or 3 steals, and in addition, he's had about 2 or 3 almost steals where he could have come away with the ball. So he's a 5-foot sophomore, has really come to play on the defensive end of the court. So we have, well, we're into the intermission here, and so the situation is this: the Hilltoppers, the seeding went this way. It was Taos was the number 1 seed, and they were 7-1 on district. So and interestingly enough, the only district game they lost was to Los Alamos in Taos. Unbelievable. And then they went on to sweep the rest of the district. And then the other 3 teams, Espanola, Los Alamos, and Pewaukee, all ended up at 4-4 as Pewaukee knocked off Los Alamos, swept Los Alamos. Espanola swept Pewaukee. We split with Espanola. Been a crazy district season, but anyway, when they shake it all out with the tiebreakers, however they work all that jazz. Anyway, what it works out is that Taos is first, Espanola is second, Pewaukee's third, Los Alamos is fourth, and Moriarty is fifth. So we have the 5 seed and the 4 seed going at it tonight. So tomorrow, if this game continues the way it is, and I'm pretty sure it will, that'll mean the 4 seed will go to the 3 seed. That's tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, and that will be in Pewaukee. So the Hilltoppers will be going up against the Pewaukee Elks once again. And we just finished the season against Pewaukee the other night, and so they'll be going up against Pewaukee right away. They played Pewaukee on Friday in Pewaukee, and then that means they'll be going back to Pewaukee on Tuesday with tomorrow, and that game at 6 o'clock. And then the winner of that ball game will advance to Espanola, and that most likely will be Thursday night.
Yep, absolutely. And boy, Gene, unfortunately for the Toppers, the difference between 2nd and 4th place for them this entire season came down to 1 shot.
Exactly.
That was the Toppers up over the Espanola Valley Sun Devils, 48-46 at the buzzer. The Sun Devils hit a 3-pointer at the buzzer. I mean, 1/10 of a second later, I don't think we're having this discussion, but in any event, the buzzer beater knocks the Toppers off. Espanola Valley wins that game. Minus that shot, the Toppers are in 2nd place and awaiting probably either Pewaukee or Espanola. But wow, it's crazy. You know, you play 26 games throughout the season, battle, you know, everything goes right, everything goes wrong. You do this, you do that, and your entire season potentially hangs on the balance of 1 shot.
And it's interestingly enough too, Mike, is we had a 1-1. The score was, we were up by 2. We had a 1-1 and missed the 1-1. We made the 1-1. Of course, that would give us a 3-point lead and possibly a 4-point lead. We missed the 1-1. We had nobody on the lane. Then Ito Maesa took everybody off the lane, so it was an easy rebound for Espanola, and they just heaved it down the floor. And their go-to guy, we covered him up right away, and Marcus Martinez, and then so he just simply flipped it over to his colleague, and his colleague, like Mike said, another half second would have been too late. And they won the ball game by 1.
Yep, and that was a fantastic game, by the way. Unfortunately, somebody had to lose it, but the Toppers coming up just a half second short in that one. But that was the difference between 2nd and 4th place in this district tournament. Right now, the Toppers could potentially be, you know, just 1 win away from a berth in the state tournament. Now they have a long way to go. And again, we were looking at the Class 4A standings. the other day. It's just right now 10-16 record, and the way the Toppers are ranked right now overall in Class 4A, they're just there is virtually no hope for an at-large bid. Even the Toppers get to the tournament championship game and do not come out ahead of Taos. I just don't see them getting in. So that is unfortunate. As we speak right now as well, Gene, the girls District 2 4A tournament going on. The Topper girls, of course, finished a spotless 8-0 in district regular season play. They are the regular season district champs, and they will await the last team standing. That'll be Saturday here at Griffith Gymnasium right now. The Taos Tigers are taking on the Pewaukee Valley Elkettes at Ben Lujan Gymnasium in Hakona. The winner of that game will take on Espanola Valley. And Moriarty, who we've seen twice this season, or who we've seen earlier this season, Los Alamos absolutely pummeled Moriarty. And Moriarty did the exact same thing to all the rest, everybody else in the district. It was just surprising that the Toppers had no trouble with the Pintos, and the Pintos had no trouble with anybody else.
No, they didn't. And the thing was that the first time we played Moriarty, I mean, we just overwhelmed them. I mean, they couldn't even hardly get the ball across half court, and the first half ended 31-15. Which meant that Los Alamos was 31-16. Let's see, was that right? Anyway, the Hilltoppers, and so the wait a minute, I'm all screwed up. Anyway, I can't remember the score. It was a 35-point lead.
No, I think the Toppers were flirting, and Toppers actually broke the 50-point mark in the first half.
That's right.
And
it was 51-16.
Yeah, we were wondering kind of loudly if they would be able to put up 100. Now there was a running clock of a couple other things happening that didn't occur, but Toppers didn't need that kind of offensive output anyway. But Toppers have really had no trouble with Moriarty, and I would be surprised if anybody but Moriarty ended up in that championship game.
Yeah, really. I mean, it was something else. We couldn't believe it after we just ran away with. That was the first district game, I do believe, and we just ran away with. The next thing we knew, Moriarty was beating everybody else and beating them easily. So I don't know what happened, and then we played Moriarty down in Moriarty, won that ball game. Easily, not anything like the first ball game, but we did win that ball game pretty easily. And let's see, did you go down to scoring by any chance?
I have not. I can run that real quick. Both teams back out on the court, by the way, warming up. And we got about a minute and 15 before the start of the third quarter. And run down the Pintos scoring. That'll be pretty easy. Jeremy Padilla and Jordan Brown at 6 points. Brown with a couple of 3-pointers in that second quarter. And Jonathan Buchelman has a bucket. That's done. And for the Toppers, like we said, got off to a bit of a slow start, but really put it together late. About 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Really started to finally get fired on their regular cylinders and had a huge second quarter. Ended up with 25 points in that second quarter. Nico Garcia, 13 points. He had a couple of threes and a 3-point play in the first quarter. And Josiah Fresquez ended up with 8 points. He had a couple of threes in the first half as well. Rick Valdez was 7 points. And smattering around as well, 1, 2, 3, 4 other Toppers getting into the scorebook. One guy did not get in the scorebook, but had a huge first half, was Ethan Mondragon. Defensively, he was just all over the place. Ended up with a couple of steals. He has just been a menace for the Pintos.
Yeah, he really has. 7 players scored for Los Alamos, and there were 15 field goals and 4 3-pointers, 2 or 3 from the free throw line. And Moriarty did not shoot a free throw in that first half. They had 3 players score the 14 points. They had 6 field goals, two 3-pointers. Three team fouls were called on each team, and that was that. So Moriarty will inbound it, and Josiah Fresca's an easy steal is because as they start, they had the 2 guards out on top, and as they started, and they're stolen away by Fresca's. Fresca's going to dish it off to Kyle Evanhus. Evanhus misses the shot. Moriarty with the rebound, stolen away by Ethan Mondragon. He gets it to Fresca's. 3-point shot by Fresca's, high in the air. They get the ball with Jeremy Padilla. And full court press by Los Alamos. Quickly up the floor. Here comes Jeremy Padilla. Padilla's going to take it all the way. Misses. And rebound comes down to Ethan Mondragon. Mondragon starts across the timeline, then pulls up, gets it to Fresca's. Fresca's dishes it off in the corners. 3-point shot taken by Kyle Evanhus. Rebound comes down to Josiah Fresca's. He takes it to the hole. His shot blocked by Buchelman. And Hilltoppers get it back. They get it underneath to Rick Valdez, and he loses it out of bounds.
And Gene, I need to stop you for a second. There is we need to mark this occasion. Ethan Mondragon just got away with the New Mexico Shuffle. I have never seen that not called ever. Unbelievable.
You're right.
Everything breaking the Toppers' way right there.
They never miss that. Never, ever. You fake one way and come back the other. Well, it doesn't matter if you travel or not. You traveled.
That's automatic.
That's it. So with the ball right now, Jeremy Padilla. Padilla bounces it out on top to Buchelman, the big kid. He's going to bring it over to Jordan Brown. Brown with 2 3-pointers in the ball game. And a nice move to the basket this time. Puts the shot up too short, gets his own rebound, and that was Jordan Brown. Brown with 8 points in the contest right now. Makes it 38-16. 1-2-2 zone waiting at half court for Los Alamos. And so right now the Moriarty in his own defense, but it's going to be a trapping defense. And so that's what they're trying to do. They get it over Nico Garcia in the corner. 3-point shot on the way. That's off. Josiah Fresca, skip pass across to Ethan Mondragon. Mondragon, 3-point shot, good.
Ethan Mondragon, the assist to Fresca.
So Mondragon puts that one in. And so now we're going to have a 30-second timeout, I do believe.
I think that's going to be a full timeout by the Pintos.
Oh, they are going to make it a full. Huh?
Yes.
Is that Moriarty?
Oh, I thought it was Moriarty.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
All right. So the Pintos with 2 timeouts remaining. Gene, we're really early in the third quarter here. This seems weird to say, but at what point do you start sitting your starters?
Oh, yeah, really.
Toppers have a solid lead. More importantly, they have to win 3 more games this week.
Yes.
They need their guys as fresh as possible. If they feel confident in their lead, they might have to start sitting some folks down. And like I said, this early in the third quarter, that sounds weird to say, but that something's got to be in the back of the Toppers' mind. I mean, how long do you want to run everybody? There's a long way to go, and you're going to need as fresh a legs as you can possibly get if you're going to make it through this week.
Yeah, 3 games in 4 days if they can continue winning, and on the road the next 2. So after the timeout, Moriarty will inbound it at midcourt, and they will bring it into Herman Archibek. 5:20 to go here in the third quarter. Archibek gets into a double team. He's trying to dribble out of the double team. He finally does. They get it underneath to Buchelman. Buchelman wide open, and the 6'6" junior drops it in for his 4th point of the ball game. 41-18 at this point. They bounce it down now to Enrique Tafoya going down the baseline. Nice little jumper by Enrique. And so Enrique, the sophomore, puts it in for 2 and makes it a 43-18 ball game.
Well, I like Enrique, and the thing is, he doesn't shoot a whole lot, but he has really good touch on his shots.
He really does. Played a lot of JV, and then they finally brought him up to the varsity, and then they started using him a lot on the varsity. We have a personal foul right now charged with Rick Valdez, his second. That's the first team foul, as he fouled Jeremy Padilla on a putback attempt. And so Jeremy, with 6 points in the ball game, makes it 7. He will shoot one more. 4:38 remaining, third quarter. 43-19. And the second shot also good. So they bring it up now to Enrique Tafoya. Tafoya going right down Broadway, dishes it off at the last second to Rick Valdez. And then Valdez, let's see what they're going to call here. I'm not sure what they're calling. Okay, they are going to say that Rick was fouled on the shot. I didn't see the foul. I didn't see any foul.
It looked maybe Buchelman got on his back a little bit on the rebound. I didn't think it had anything to do with the shot, but they are going to give him 2 shots. Rick misfires on the first one. He has 7 points in this ball game, as we have several substitutions coming in for the Pintos. Looks like Eddie Gartz will check in for Los Alamos. Yeah. Nope, he did not make it to the flag in time. Can't do that.
What is this, soccer?
Can't do that. But Valdez puts it in, and Rick just committed the cardinal sin. He should have missed the
I know,
free
you want
throw.
to stay in the ball game. You got to miss it. So Eddie Gartz comes in for him. Long pass down the floor, and now a 3-point shot from the left wing, and the rebound is going to go off of Michael McGough. And 44-20 right now, and now Josiah Frescas checks back into the ball game and replaces Kyle Evanhus. So in the ball game for the Hilltoppers right now, Nico Garcia, Ethan Mondragon, Josiah Frescas, and Eddie Gartz and Enrique Tafoya. Right down the middle of the lane, and it looks like that ought to have been double dribble. He passed it to himself. As Josiah Frescas is trying to pick the ball up and flip it over into the corner, and lost the handle, and he just chased it down and picked up and got it. So Nico Garcia puts up the 3-point shot. Eddie Garth with a rebound, turn around, put back off right in front of the rim, and that was going to come down to, and that it momentarily came down to Michael McGough, but then he lost the handle and chased it over to the sideline, and then he was immediately tied up by Ethan Mondragon. So the Hilltoppers get the alternating possession. The pass is deflected over. Now a pass comes into the backcourt. That's going to be they're not calling a backcourt violation, which I don't understand. And the Moriarty fans and the Moriarty coach can't believe it. But
I can't believe it either. That was Moriarty wasn't anywhere near that ball.
No, they weren't. The Hilltopper just threw the ball into the backcourt. Josiah tried to get it, but he couldn't. And so, anyway, but he finally did chase it down, and then they didn't call anything. 3 minutes to go, third quarter, 44-20. Herman Archibek on the dribble, comes right down the right side of the baseline. Nice little move to the basket, and Herman puts it up for his first 2 points of the ball game. Shot taken underneath by Nico Garcia is off. Rebound is going to come down to Ben Dick. He gets it up to Herman Archibek in the corner. Michael McGough underneath to Dick. Ben with a little turnaround hook shot is off. Rebound comes down to Jeremy Padilla, and Padilla puts it back in. 10 points now for Jeremy. That makes it a 20-point ball game. Nico Garcia is going to take it all the way himself. And this pulls up right in front of the rim. He had a couple of Moriarty players, but they didn't even try to attempt to block it or anything. 15 points now for Nico, 46-24. Well, that was a different move, I must say. Herman Archibald. He looked like he almost got away with a travel and double dribble, but it turned out it was all legal. But Josiah Fresca says, I can do the same thing. And so that's exactly what he does. So he picks up his 12th point. And so with 1:45 to go here in the third quarter, and Benito Maestas takes a 30-second timeout. So that's his first time out of the ball game. So, Mike, tomorrow night, well, it's going to be the Hilltopper boys in Pewaukee for another go at Derek Sanchez.
Yeah, and well, let's hope the Toppers have done their homework, see what they can do. Actually, the other night, Toppers actually did a fair job against Derek Sanchez. Now, Sanchez still ended up with 26 points. He said, well, how was that? How was that a good defensive job? That's actually a pretty good defensive job against that kid.
Yes, it is.
He is something else. He is, you just let him run wild. He'll score all night on you. So Derek able to make a couple of tough shots too, which he is inclined to do. But no, that was not a bad defensive effort at all. Unfortunately, Los Alamos just couldn't get much going on the offensive end. Just not enough to keep pace, and the Elks got a little more. A little help on the back end as well, and we're able to put that one away.
So Moriarty loses the ball out of bounds over the baseline, so the Hilltopper is going to inbound it to get it up into Josiah Frescas. He comes straight down the middle and goes up with a wild jungle shot and puts it in, makes it 50-26. And Ben Dick with it. Out on him in a hurry was Ben McBride. Shot taken by Jeremy Padilla is off. McBride with the rebound. Gets it to Frescas. 50-26. We got 45 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. They're going to get it to Nico Garcia. His three-point shot is off. Rebound comes up to Michael McGough. Long pass down the floor to Cade Griego. He's wide open, and he puts it in. That's the first basket of the ball game for Cade. 5'11" senior. Ben McBride coming down. I don't know why they don't post up Ben more often. He's got a nice jump shot. And so right now with 15 seconds to go, Josiah Frescas is going to take it to the hole once again. And he's going to be called for palming the ball.
Subbing in for the Hilltoppers, number 20,
Rick Valdez will replace Nico Garcia with 13 seconds remaining in the quarter.
That 13 seconds can make a huge difference in his energy level.
Oh, yes, it really will. I mean, he'll be ready to go for 5 games in 4 days. So, going to come in a corner, three-point shot. This is off at the buzzer. So that'll bring the third quarter to an end. The Hilltoppers had 50-28. As the Pintos that time put up a pretty good quarter. They came up with 14 points. But the Hilltoppers came up with 14 points. So they played even in that particular quarter. And so 50-28 after 3 quarters of play.
Actually, pretty nice quarter there for the Pintos. Got a couple of buckets from Herman Archibald, who had been pretty quiet to this point. Jeremy Padilla, a bucket and a couple of free throws. So not a bad quarter for the Pintos. The Toppers have obviously loosened up their defense a little bit. Just want to make sure nobody gets poked in the nose or anything like that. Last thing they want to do at this point. But not too bad for the Pintos. Toppers able to keep pace. Nice 3-pointer by Ethan. That was pretty slick.
Yes, it was. Yes.
So here we go. Fourth quarter.
All right.
Quarter number 4.
Hilltoppers have 21 field goals so far, 5 3-pointers or 3 of 5 from the free throw line. And Moriarty has 12 field goals. 2 of those were three-pointers. They're 2 of 2 from the free throw line. And so far, Mark, there's only been 4 team fouls called in this entire ball game on each team.
That was a fast quarter, that third quarter.
Yeah. They get it underneath to Ben Dick. Misses an easy layup. So the Hilltoppers with the rebound. Here comes Josiah Frescas. Frescas pulls up, bounces it off. Pass almost picked off by Cade Griego. Gets to Enrique Tafoya over to Eddie Gartz. Gartz picks up, skip pass across to Ben McBride. McBride back to Eddie on the baseline. Eddie down the baseline. Ben Dick just slams it down. Oh, I can't believe they're calling a foul.
They are calling a foul on Dick.
God.
No, they're not calling it on Ben Dick. They're calling it on Herman Archibald. Must have got guards on the body. I thought they were calling on Dick. That was a beautiful block.
It really was. So Eddie Gartz at the free throw line. That is only the 15th foul of the game on Milwaukee. Second in this half. Eddie Gartz puts in the first, so he now has 3 points in the ball game, and he'll shoot one more. That's good. Give him 4 points. So down the floor come Moriarty. Moriarty bounces it in the corner. Cade Griego with it for the Pinto. Still on the dribble. Dribbles into the lane. Puts up the floater. That's gonna hit the support wire.
Wow, we've seen several shots bounce up off the back of the iron and hit the support wire. We've seen 2 tonight that hit the support wire on the fly.
Yes, it's always on that end of the court too.
Yes, it is never on the on the right side of the court from where we're sitting. It's always on the left side.
Always. Wide open underneath. Rick Valdez. I don't know what happened to the Moriarty defense. But, I mean, Rick was just all by himself, just standing there. Pass from Nico Garcia, 54-28. 6:40 to go. They hand it over now to Michael McGough. McGough trying to get it in the corner over there to Matt Romero, and bad pass, and Matt can't get a hold of it. So full court press by Moriarty. And the Hilltoppers, they've still got Nico Garcia and Josiah Frescas. Frescas underneath gets it to Rick Valdez. And Rick just lays it in. Rick now with the 12 points in the ball game, 56-28.
That's 2 straight times down the floor that the Pintos just completely failed to cover Rick at all.
Yeah, exactly. Michael McGough puts up the shot. It rolls around and comes off. And the rebound is going to go off of Moriarty out on the sideline. No, they're going to say it's off of the Hilltoppers. Moriarty will throw it in right in front of their own bench. And we're going to have another timeout taken. This is going to be 30-second timeout. So right now, Marcus Ortiz has 1 full timeout left.
They do not roll over into next season. Might as well use them.
But get rid of them.
That's right. That's right. So Toppers up by 28 points right now. It doubled up on the Moriarty Pintos. So, like we said, they will move on to take on the Elks tomorrow night. I believe that's also at 6 o'clock. Is that correct, Gene?
Yes, it is.
So, 6 p.m. tomorrow. And again, that is going to be a hard 6 p.m. start time. So, do not dilly-dally. And so we will be down there as well. And we'll see what transpires down there tomorrow, and we'll see. Like I said, the Topper girls have to wait until Saturday before they play again, and then they will await the seating and selection committee, see where they end up in the state tournament. And I can guarantee they're not going to be the top 4. I think those are pretty well locked up.
Yes, I think they are. So Moriarty inbounds it to Jordan Brown. He puts up the 3-point shot. That is off. Rebound comes down to Ben McBride. Baseball pass down the floor. That one's going to be picked off by Moriarty. And to Michael McGough over to Jordan Brown. Brown's going to take it right down the lane, the baseline, and lay it in. Nice move. He has 10 points in the ball game. But I don't know who heaved that baseball pass, but it came right to Moriarty. Well, yeah, you believe this? And so, yeah, Debbie just arrived, and my daughter Debbie, she can't believe the score. 58-30 right now. Here comes Nico Garcia right down Broadway. Up, 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 and out. And Rick Valdez with the rebound. 14 points right now for Rick.
That might be a season high for him, actually.
Yeah, it could be. 60-30 right now. 30-point lead. And I don't understand why he has Josiah and Nico in at this point.
I don't either. As Jonathan Buchelman with a nice drop step for a bucket, but yeah, I think it's time to really just pull as many people off the floor as you can and just let this one play out. Topper's well in control, and I don't know what they were trying to do with that pass. It looks like the Toppers are. Looks like the Toppers are going to make some moves now. Checking in the ball game is Lan Frazier for the Hilltoppers, as well as Sam Carmer. And I thought somebody else came in as well.
Well, Kyle came back in.
Kyle Evans also back in. So, but still have two starters out there on the floor. Rather we didn't do that.
Yeah, Michael McGough with a shot. Rebound comes down right now to Samuel Carmer. And then we really haven't seen much of Samuel at all, 6'2" sophomore. We haven't seen him in the ball game, any of the ball games hardly at all. And so he must be playing a lot of JV, but Hilltopper are going to inbound it now to Carmer. Carmer out to Eddie Gartz in the corner. Nico Garcia, that's a play that they like to run. Garcia takes it to the hole, comes around, and as he enters the lane from about 8 feet out, he just lets a little floater fly, picks up his 17th point. And Cade Griego, 3-point shot. Rebound comes down to McCarmer. He passes it up the floor. And Lan Frazier, who has checked into the ball game also, pass was wide. And so Lan, trying to keep it from going out of bounds, has no choice but to step on the sideline. And so now Nico Garcia will check out. And so finally, Moriarty finally takes his final timeout. 3:43 to go. So if they make a big run here, he may need that timeout.
They can cut this down to 2 or 3 possessions. He's going to be sorry he doesn't have it.
Yeah, I know. He's going to wish he had that. So, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 10. I'm missing a basket somewhere.
So
okay.
Yeah, Nico Garcia with 4 points. So far, he's got 17-19 for the contest. So Nico is going to check out. I think he may be done for the evening. So long way to go still for Los Alamos, but appears to have gotten this week off to a good start. And by the way, let's see. It looks like Isaac Montanaro is checking in. We're looking for and there we go. DeMarcus Rodriguez now officially in the ball game. Boy, if there was only some sort of piece of clothing he was wearing that was distinctive, we'd know that. But other than the neon purple shoes, there's nothing.
Yeah, that's it. That's his only distinction. So anyway, taking it to the hole is Cade Griego, and Griego's going to be fouled. And I think that Marcus is going to pick up the personal.
Foul charge number 35, DeMarcus.
Yep.
Yeah, DeMarcus, a freshman, and
he saw those. Referee saw those purple shoes.
I think that's what he got called for. To be honest with you,
that's the second team foul in Los Alamos. fifth team foul of the ball game. Only 5 team fouls have been called on each team. And Michael McGough at the free throw line. Makes it 62-34 right now. They'll hand it over now to Lan Frazier. Frazier will bring it to Kyle Evanhoose. Evanhoose underneath to Carmer. Carmer with a turnover.
Oh, man.
Jump shot. That thing hung on the side of the rim forever. And then finally came down. Lon Frazier was able to grab a hold of it, put it back in, makes it 64-34.
Oh, that was on the rim for like half an hour.
Yeah, they really. It just hung and hung and hung. So Moriarty, ball gets knocked out of bounds by Los Alamos. Moriarty quickly inbounds it to Herman Archibek, and he picks up his 6th point in the ball game. Skip pass comes across to Kyle Evanhoose, gets it to Lon Frazier, and now a 3-point shot. This is going to be put up by Isaac Manzanares. He's covered with the rebound. They get it to the freshman, DeMarcus Rodriguez. And going to the floor was Isaac Manzanares. Nothing called. Shot taken by Los Alamos is off, and the fight for the rebound goes off of Los Alamos. And right now, Benito Maez is giving the referee a hard time because Manzanares fell down, but nobody tripped him. He just fell down. 2:20 to go, fourth quarter. 3-point shot from way out this time, and the rebound comes down to Matt Romero, and he loses it off his knee.
Now for the
64-36.
number 32 is.
Well, we'll say substitutions here for the Pintos, and
is Abram Tapia.
Good night for the Hilltoppers. And, Ben Carmer going to check back into the game, or Ben McBride, excuse me, going to check back into the game as well.
Yeah, Moriarty with 6 players on the court, and they finally decided that's one too many.
No, they rarely let you do that.
Full court press. And they get it up to Ben McBride. McBride is going to get it back and hand it back over to DeMarcus Rodriguez. Rodriguez is going to get it to Isaac Manzanares. Manzanares, yeah, boy, all over him is Lincoln Page, I tell you. Yeah, Lincoln has just come into the ball game, and boy, he's fired up. 1:45 to go. Pass underneath right now to Ben McBride. His turnaround jumper's off, gets his own rebound. Starts to go back up, has the ball knocked away from him by Michael McGough. No, they're going to say.
Charge to Abram Tapia, his first 13.
They're going to give that to Abraham Tapia.
Abraham Tapia. Okay, his first. 3-point shot. Lon Frazier with the 3. That's the 6th 3-pointer of this ball game for Los Alamos. Lincoln Page almost tied up. Comes back to Page. Lincoln's going to put up a little short jumper, but the rebound is off. Rebound comes right smack down to Ben Dick. Ben Dick misses an easy layup. 67-36. We're under 1 minute to go. And Lan Frazier once again. This one is off the glass. So Ben Dick gets the rebound, and we're going to have a reach-in foul go to one of the Hilltoppers. That's going to be DeMarcus Rodriguez.
That's 2 quick fouls there. We're doing.
Yeah,
oh no!
Yeah, that's his second personal. Yeah. He only got 1 up there, but that's his second. And so we have 40 seconds to go here in the ball game. Lincoln Page loses the handle. Ball's on the floor. And they're going to call, I think, Ben Dick for the tackle. Nope. Yeah, Ben Dick, yes. So Ben going for the ball and inadvertently tripped one of the Hilltoppers. 30 seconds to go. 67-36. Isaac Manzanares and DeMarcus Rodriguez.
Oh!
3-point shot by the freshman. So makes it 70-36. Unbelievable. 12 seconds to go here, and so the Moriarty puts it up. And so they're just going to dribble out the clock. And so that will do it. The final score is 70-36. And Mike, they came 1 point short of the mercy rule.
Yes, they did. So big win tonight for the Toppers. Good, solid victory by Los Alamos. And we were a little concerned coming into this game. Moriarty been playing well, and the Toppers had been a little all over the place in the last couple of games. But Toppers able to pull it together tonight and win this one going away. So we were talking about hopefully the Toppers putting something together, getting a little bit of momentum heading into what could be a very long week for them, particularly tomorrow. They got to play a team that they have not played particularly well against, but a little bit of momentum going into Ben Lujan Gymnasium tomorrow. So that's a good thing to see, and a lot of good things happening tonight. The best thing really was the Topper rebounding tonight. Was just one of the best rebounding performances I think we have seen. They just absolutely dominated the glass. The Pintos had a little bit of a size advantage, but Los Alamos negated that very well, boxed out very well, read the shots. When Moriarty missed long shots, the Toppers were all over it. So very, very good to see. It really limited the Pintos to just one shot on most of their trips down the floor. So some good things happening tonight. Toppers also got a couple of nice shots from the perimeter. The long distance shooting, as you said, the Toppers live and or die by that. And tonight the Toppers got a little bit of that going. That might be another trick in their basket they're going to need for this what could be a very, very long week. But off to a good start here for Los Alamos. Big win tonight at home.
Yeah, 10 players scored for Los Alamos in that ball game, Mike. So, and had a three-pointer by the freshman, DeMarcus Rodriguez even. And also Lan Frazier, a freshman. He also had a three. As the Hilltoppers came up with 29 field goals, 7 of those three-pointers, and they were 5 of 7 from the free throw line. And let's see, I think Mike's going to add up his score here pretty quick for us, and so he'll give us that breakdown.
Sure will. For the Toppers tonight, they were led by Nico Garcia. He ended up with 19 this evening, and then big night for Rick Valdez. He ended up with 14 points, a couple of nice offensive rebounds. Did a real good job under the basket tonight. Did Rick, and he got loose, and the Toppers were finding him with some nice interior passing. When the Toppers are playing really their best basketball, and I think you would agree with me, Gene, they're getting those interior passes. They're getting the ball inside, and usually they can find somebody or hanging out near the low post to get the ball to. So and we saw a little bit of that tonight. So that was very, very good to see. So 14 points for Rick Valdez, 14 points for Josiah Fresquez, and 5 points for Lon Frazier, the freshman, and a big three-pointer for DeMarcus Rodriguez. Was not distracted by his own shoes. That was great to see. 4 points tonight for Enrique Tafoya. A three-pointer for Ethan Mondragon, but wow, what a night he had on defense. He was
he
over
was.
everybody tonight. Great effort for him. And for the Moriarty Pintos, Jeremy Padilla ends up with 10 points, as does Jordan Brown. But nice, just good, solid victory for Los Alamos. They needed a big win tonight. They needed to close the door on the Pintos early. They got both of those things accomplished. And now moving on to take on the Pewaukee Valley Elks.
Yeah, down in Pewaukee, 6 o'clock start time tomorrow. That's a firm time, by the way. That ball game will start at 6, and we'll be there to bring you that ball game. So the Hilltoppers going up against the Pewaukee Elks, and Derek Sanchez, who's he had 37 points in the first game, 26 I think in the second game. But it's just kind of one of those things, like you do what you can on Derek, but shut the rest of the team down. That's what you end up having to do. So anyway, so that'll do it for us, Mike. So anyway, we'll be back on the air tomorrow night, just a little before 6, to bring you the second round of the District 2 4A tournament. Hilltopper boys taking on the Pewaukee Elks in Pewaukee. So this is Gene Mortensen for Mike Mays and for John McHale, Nate Lindback, and then Charlene McHale back at her fancy studio. And so that'll do it for us. The final score tonight was 70-36 as the Hilltoppers come away with the win and advance in the district tournament. So have a great tomorrow, everybody. Make it even better Tuesday. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug that penguin, but the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And night-night, sweetie pie. Love you, sweetie.